Make sure you tap the bell so you never miss a video. It's right next to the sub button. Thanks, guys.
What's up, Unibros? Welcome to another sandwich cast where I make a sandwich. Yeah, that's basically it. So let's kick it off, right? So in front of me here, I've got some my basic things. We'll pull out ingredients as we get going. And you may be thinking, what sandwich are you making? That's a great question with a really disappointing answer, but we'll get to that later. But there's one thing that stays the same for like every sandwich, right? It's like the bread. If you don't have bread, your sandwich automatically fails. So make sure you've got good bread. Pay a little bit more. Go right to a bakery. I mean, I'd say like maybe like use Yelp or whatever like restaurant or local store rating service you have in your area. Look for a bakery that has like a good rating, and you want to get the bread as close to when it's been baked as possible. Like these loaves actually are from a local bakery here. They sell them there, but they don't make them there. So this is maybe, I'd say this loaf is perhaps probably at least 5 hours old. Which isn't terrible. It's good. I mean, 5 hours is pretty good, but like the sooner you can get it, the fresher that loaf of bread, the better. And if you're very ambitious, go to the place where they bake the bread and just get it as soon as they take it out of the oven and let you buy it and just have it right there. It's a different animal. A loaf of bread or any kind of pastry or anything like that, any kind of baked good within the first like 5 minutes of it being baked is like a completely amazing different animal than if you were to like, you know, wait like 15, 20 minutes an hour. So anyway, yes, bread, very important. These are baguettes from a very traditional French place. And what makes a baguette like, this baguette a little bit different than what I used last time. Last time I think I used like a more like soft, like Italian style, like loaf of bread. This time, this baguette's it's got a very crusty outside, and there you go. So you can tell. It took me a little effort to cut through that, and so let's see here. It's got a nice like soft, chewy inside, crusty outside. I mean, I love me a good loaf of bread. I'm going to actually cut off a piece for myself. I almost got my finger off. I'm not using the most sturdy table since I'm doing this for my broadcasting room. Do it for my kitchen? Would have been too much work. And let's have a quick bite of bread. That's great. That's great. If I cut myself, I'll live, right? There's only so much blood that can come out through a cut. Let's say like an aorta or something like that. Anyway. Alright, the bread. I'll put this on the side for now. I totally had a place to put this. I don't need so much bread on this freaking table. Alright. We're going to move the small loaves out of the way. The small loaves were demonstration loaves. I will definitely eat them later on with some cheese or something. So, next up, let's cut the slice of bread we're going to use to make our sandwich. Right? You know what? I take that back. Let's not do that. We'll cut the bread when we absolutely need to. Now, to make the sandwich today, we're going to actually use a very exotic main ingredient. That ingredient is... You ready for it? Bam! Chicken. Oh, yes. I even got the... Is it organic or something? I don't think it's organic. I think it's just... It's just chicken. It's just chicken. I don't know. The chicken we're fed... I don't know, whatever. It's chicken. So, obviously, this chicken, it's not cooked. I gotta cook it. And so I'm gonna share with you guys what I do to cook my chicken. Me, I'm not very skilled in that respect. So, let's get this utensil ready. I'm using this beast over here. It's basically like a panini grill. It's like a all-purpose kind of like grill over here. It can do a lot of things. It can do like fish. It can do chicken. It can do like vegetables. This one makes it really easy. I can just turn it on, select the meat, and then toss it on there. You still have to pay attention though. This is gonna be very important. We're gonna go through this now. So let me get this. We're gonna power it on. Set chicken. It's gonna start heating up. Now, let me just be very clear. I'm going to regret this. I'm not in my kitchen. There's no ventilation in this room that's turned on. My room's going to smell like burnt chicken for about 5 years. So I'm doing this for the show, for you guys, for entertainment. So let's worry about the repercussions later on. I'll spray some Febreze in here maybe. So now, this is about how much chicken is this? Let me see. It's about it's just under a pound. It's about 0.8 pounds. I don't need that much chicken for today. All right. 5 years. That's longer than 4. That's true. It's 4 years. So let's get a good look at this chicken. This packaging makes it a little easy, so I can just kind of pull it open and then seal it later. But yeah, it's a good looking fillet. It's boneless. It's I'm just gonna kind of toss it on there. It's actually gonna take a little while to warm up on there. So I'll let you guys in on a little secret. We're making more than one type of sandwich today, but the thing in common between all the sandwiches is that they will all have chicken in them. And so with chicken, it's very important that you don't overcook it. Like, you want to cook your chicken, right? Because if you don't, you got salmonella, you have these potential, like, whatever, bacteria that could still be in there. You want fully cooked chicken. But you don't want to cook it more than you absolutely need to, because the longer you cook it, the drier it gets. Have you ever had, like, chicken that just was, like, like, tough to chew into? It wasn't, like, moist and juicy. It was just more like, it was, like, just a dry hunk of meat, chicken meat. You don't want that. No one wants that. People who make it like that just don't care. And it's really easy to avoid. All you gotta do is pull it off the grill before it gets cooked too much. I mean, yeah, we're grilling the chicken. What could you do with chicken on your side? You could, you could batter it and fry it, or bake it, or turn it to a cutlet, or you can pound it with a wooden mallet to make a like schnitzel out of it. Sure, that's up to you. But this is just gonna be, I'm gonna straight up grill it. So once this thing gives me a beep, we're good to go. Oh, I actually just noticed. So over here, I've got some olive oil. Right. We don't need this right now. And we got some wine vinegar, specifically red wine vinegar. And this is going to be used in our very first sandwich. So I didn't take into account how long it would take for the grill to heat up, so I'm kind of trying to kill time right here. But yeah, the olive oil and the vinegar, we're not using this like the chicken. I'm not marinating it. You can marinate it if you want. I'm sure there's some recipes out there you can kind of like, rub spices in and leave it overnight in the fridge. I don't do that. I'm a very basic man. Very basic. Cabernet, yeah. I was looking for just red wine vinegar, and the closest thing I could find was a Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's just, that's red wine, right? They just made it fancy. It wasn't very expensive, just they gave it a fancy name. But let's see here. While it's heating up, I think we can actually get started with the other portions of the sandwich. I think we have to. Oh, the bread is good. The bread is good. So we'll cut the bread when we absolutely have to. I want to preserve the freshness, because at least with that thick crust, it's like, keep it inside fresher, right? Right, just agree with me. All right, so the next ingredient for this sandwich Let's grab an over here. Yes. This tub over here. This tub over here holds some fresh mozzarella. Warm up the bread? You can do that if you want to toast it. But that's up to you. It's gonna, I knew I was forgetting something. I need a fork. I guess I could do this in like the lame way. Just kind of like stab with a knife and take it out. Yeah, I guess let's do that. So I got my bread knife. We'll get back to that later. Sounds like the grill is getting to doing its thing. It's almost at the point where it's like, hot. So let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my small paring knife. I'm gonna just kind of impale this like lump of mozzarella. There we go. Man, this is not how I envisioned this. All right, so that's fine. And we're just gonna cut some, like, some slices, some not too thin, but not too thick. This kind of mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, you want like a good, like, thickish slice. Let me get on the side here. There we go. And so this is not how you're really supposed to do this, but I'll make it work. So I'm just gonna slice. There we go. That looks good to me. And I really just need one more slice. We don't need like a ton. There's one small slice at the front over there. That's for me. This one I'm gonna eat right now. There we go. Great. Oh, that's delicious. Love fresh mozzarella. All right. Ooh, grill's ready. We're not in any rush. The grill's gonna stay ready. Let me show you guys just the cheese. I like the texture. Look at that. Can't really see. But fresh mozzarella is fantastic. Sure, you can get, like, your paleo, like, prepackaged, I don't know. I don't know how to make it, but it's not fresh mozzarella. So, you gotta make it fresh. So, got a couple of slices. That's good. Now, let's toss on the chicken onto the grill. I'm gonna pop this puppy open. Thank you to my wonderful girlfriend Candy for actually cleaning the grill. And let's see here. I'm just going to take it by hand. I washed my hands before this stream. Touched a bunch of stuff, but it's okay. And there we go. You know what? If we need more chicken, we'll throw on more chicken onto the grill. For now, we're going to grill that one piece. I'm going to take this chicken and put it on the side. I'm going to take a towel, wipe my hand. And so now again, you don't want your chicken to be overcooked. You want to look at, let's say, the instructions for your particular unit, or look up exactly how much time. With this particular unit, it's a Tefal OptiGrill or something. When this turns green, it means it's like one step away from being like fully cooked. I don't want to take it out when it's like fully cooked, like, or when it's like, like when this thing thinks it's fully cooked. I'm going to take it out between green and yellow, so it'll be like a greenish yellow. And then we'll take it out and we'll check it out. All right. Alessi sponsorship. Is this the brand of the stuff? I don't think so. Oh, this one's Alessi. This one's not. All right. I picked out reasonably priced goods. So let me go ahead. I think I need one more slice of mozzarella. That's too little. Let's go ahead and bring this back out. Need one more slice. One more slice. We're going to go ahead and put the vinegar and olive oil over there. I've stabbed so many holes in this mozzarella. Poor thing. I'm going to do one more slice. There we go. Oh, God, I got the breadcrumbs. That's okay. It's going to be going on bread anyway. No big deal. Cool. So that's set. Tosses back in for a later dining experience. So we have our fresh mozzarella. We got our chicken on the grill. Next up, need to slice something else. Let me grab it. Ah, yes. Got some tomatoes. Now, you should always wash your tomatoes. You don't know who's touched it. I didn't wash these tomatoes. I'm going to go wash it. So, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of like a bluish hue right now. I've got time, but I'll take you with me. So, I'm using it right here, a beefsteak tomato. You can use an heirloom tomato, Roma tomatoes. I really like to use tomatoes that are just like firm, right? You slice into them, you can bite into them, it's not mushy. A nice firm tomato is what you want. Beefsteak, I feel like you get that more regularly. I'm going to just dry it off a little bit. There we go. And while I'm here, I'm going to grab a fork. Fork would be nice. Bingo. So, beefsteak tomatoes, generally well priced. Got good flavor. And, when you put a tomato into something, there are definitely tomatoes that taste better than other tomatoes. And if you're eating tomatoes by themselves, then sure, go for those fancier tomatoes. But if a tomato is part of some other creation, like you're generally not going to be able to tell the difference, between like if I made a sandwich between like with an heirloom tomato that cost me like $4 a pound, or beefsteak tomatoes like $1.50 a pound. So anyway, let's go ahead and slice this tomato, right? There we go. Yeah, I should have done that to begin with. All right. Don't need that. I have a slicer I should really use, but I'm going to use my knife since it looks a little fancier. All right, now which way to slice the tomato? That's really up to you. Some people might disagree with that. I'm just going to go this way. Let's see here. Nice thick slices. Look at that. I love a good tomato. I'm going to take, again, that first slice. That one's just for me. All right. You can't really see the light because of the way the lighting is. But right now it's like a... All right, it just hit green, which means very soon I'm taking that out. All right, great. So now I've got my tomatoes. I got my mozzarella ready. So that's looking pretty good. And I think we're at the point now where I can start. I'm ready. I'm going to slice me some bread. All right. Put that right over there. And let's see. I'm not going to take the very ends of the bread. So you're going to cut this part off. Again, these French baguettes, at least from this place, are definitely crustier. Chewy on the inside, crusty on the outside. All right. There we go, bingo. So we got our baguette. We got this on the side. Leave that right over there. And, okay, I think our chicken's ready. Wow, it kind of just flipped over there. Jeez. All right, now it doesn't have like the super nice grill marks on it. Well, that side does. Here we go. See that? Still steaming. But the real test is slicing it down the center and seeing if it's like pink at all. If it's pink at all, you throw it right back on there because that stuff will make you sick. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Perfectly juicy. I think we timed it perfectly, guys. It's super juicy. I'm dripping it right all over my floor. It doesn't look dry. That is it, my friends. That is it. That is it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Cool. We'll probably need to make a little bit more chicken for the other sandwiches, so we'll let that pup sit right there. It'll stay warm for a while. And my room smells like chicken. Great. So, next step. This is small piece of bread. We're making several sandwiches today, so I'm not going to be making a huge sandwich of this type. In fact, now that I think of it, I probably cut too many ingredients, which is fine. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to carefully slice open the bread, right? Gotta be very careful here. Oh, there we go. Nice. Let's crack this puppy open. All right, nice and fresh. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. All right. So now, generally, we just go ahead and I do a little bit of work on the chicken, put on the mozzarella and then the tomato, but I feel like almost all sandwiches need some kind of like lubricant, I'd say. Like some kind of like, a sauce. Like, you might use like a mayo, you might use like, mustard or something like that. I'm not a mustard fan. In my case, I always like olive and vinegar. So our last sandwich, if you remember from last year, I wanted to like make sure like the oil and vinegar kind of got like, into like the lettuce a little bit. The lettuce was going to kind of carry the liquids, right? Tomato's not going to do a good job of that. The cheese isn't going to do a good job of that. The chicken most certainly won't do a good job of that. We're actually going to put a little bit, I'm going to do it my way, on the bread. So, of course, I didn't open these in advance. Shouldn't be too hard. All right. And we got our red wine vinegar. Now, if I do screw up and I put too much vinegar and oil on the bread, I'm just going to cut another slice. I'm not going to try and play it off because I have to eat this, and I actually want it to be good. So you want You don't have to go crazy with it, but you want that kind of like that vinegar and oil flavor on there. It makes a huge difference. All right, let's get that off there. Oh, but that chicken came out absolutely perfectly, dudes. Perfectly. So juicy. You know what? What I didn't do, what I usually do, is I usually cut myself a small slice just to kind of taste and try out. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm just going to cut myself a little bit right there. Take a quick bite. That's the bite I'm taking. Perfect. Perfect. Really juicy. There we go. That's the way you want some chicken. I don't marinate it. I don't put anything on it. Chicken is great on its own when you make it great. All right. So, here we go. Got my bread. Just put like a little bit on the thicker side. And put a little bit of vinegar. Gotta be careful. I'm not sure how the pour is. Good. All right, that's perfect. Great. And even less olive oil. You need more vinegar than you do olive oil. Olive oil is like a... There we go. Perfect. All right, that's done. You can't really see it, but it's in there. You're going to taste it. Next, let me go ahead and take this chicken. I'm going to slice it up a little bit. Let's put this on the side here. The carrier. The bread is the bread is just the MVP of any sandwich. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to go. I like mine sliced. I don't want to toe fillet. I want it sliced into like small little chunks. Oh god. Yeah, we'll fix that later. All right. You can even tear it apart. It's fine. That's how good it is. And let's see. We only need like one more chunk. We don't need too much chicken on. You don't want like... Have you ever seen those sandwiches that just they're like 99% meat? Like, that's cool. It looks impressive, but I mean, it's just meat. You're eating meat with a little bit of bread. You need a nice balance of your ingredients if you want your sandwich to the ingredients work well together. So right now there's a good amount of bread on there. You got your chicken, not too much. And we're going to go ahead now and later on, let's see here. Let's see. Now this slice is actually too thick now that I think of it. So, tomato, sorry. First will be the cheese. There we go. One over there. And this is almost like too much cheese. I'm going to slice that to maybe a 2/3 right there. Perfect. Doesn't look as nice when you have to kind of slice it like that, but so far so good. Next, throw on the tomato, and I'm actually going to use this slice over here. Perfect. And we're almost done. This sandwich is almost done. It's a very simple sandwich. It's just chicken, fresh mozzarella, tomato, olive oil, vinegar, and let's see here. One thing we're missing. Oh yes. There's no green on this, right? For you guys, I see a few people out there like, oh, that sandwich doesn't look good at all. Dudes, if you want to eat something for the way it looks, go get some sushi. All right, here we go. A little bit of basil on there. One more basil leaf. Basil smells great. Basil goes great on good slices of pizza. You don't need much basil. You need a little bit. One more leaf. All right. You can melt the cheese if you want to. And maybe that's something that'll happen at some point in the future. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and let's close this puppy up. Not every sandwich needs to look amazing, but this is it. You've got your chicken, your fresh mozzarella, your tomato, your olive oil and vinegar, and a little bit of basil in there. And there we go. You want to add salt, you want to make it yours, by all means go for it. This is where I take a bite of it because I'm starving. So here we go. Olive oil, vinegar, put to the side. Can you see me over here? No, there we go. Take a bite right here. Oh. Nope. That's fantastic. Here, one more bite. I'm telling you, friends, that is fantastic. What really brings it all together is just like the oil and vinegar. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. So that's sandwich number 1. Okay, so for next sandwich, I'm going to cheat and look at my phone because I don't remember what we were actually doing next. Actually, I can try and think about it. It was going to be, which one to do next? Ah, yes, okay. Next, I'm going to grab some from the fridge, guys. I'll be right back. So, the next one, things get like a little bit scary, but we'll see how it goes. And we have just enough chicken left that we can kind of go ahead and jump right into it without having to re-grill anything. All right. Actually, is that enough chicken to get that done? It feels like it's not enough. We're going to heat it up again. We need some more chicken. So, the main ingredient in the next sandwich is going to be cheddar. So, this one's going to involve, obviously, chicken, cheddar. We're going to make some magic happen. All right. Now, you can buy, like, cheddar in, like, big chunks. I found this on sale, relatively on sale. It's basically a bunch of like 1 ounce packets of cheddar. And this is Australian sharp cheddar. It's very good, very tasty. It's got like a nice like little like, it's got a good sharpness to it. Really great. This one's called Old Croc. But you can use any cheddar that you like. In fact, I think any cheddar is fine. So I'm going to pull out 2 sticks of that, right? 2 sticks of cheddar. Put that on the side. And I'm going to leave the bread for now. I only want to cut that when I absolutely need to. I'm going to recap my olive oil and vinegar and pull it away from the heating. Yeah, I like to keep my oil and vinegar away from heat. Keep that away. And we're going to go ahead and, let's see here. We're done with the tomato for now. I'm going to take that. I'm going to eat this myself. I'm going to see the cheese as well. Too good. I'm going to take this on the side. All right. This dish, we'll get to later. All right. Now, let's see here. Let's go ahead and move that off for a moment. Got our cheese on the side. I'm going to take a minute while that heats up to go ahead and wipe down. Don't want any of the other flavors mixing in, right? All right, first wipe and second wipe just for good measure. And there we go. Now we're good. Little piece of chicken, cheat and steal that way. Now, this one's going to be really basic. Again, there might be some ingredients in this next sandwich that you're not a fan of, and that's completely up to you. Yeah, I'd say we could get started, but it's just not enough chicken. So, for this one, the cheddar chicken, I like having it like in even smaller chunks here, because I want the cheddar to get into like where the chicken is. So it's just going to be smaller portions here. There we go. Let's tear it apart if you want to, but I'm just going to slice up in small chunks. Up. All right, grill is ready. Going to pop that open carefully. I'm going to take another fillet right here. There we go. Looks a little messy in my hand, but it's a good piece of chicken. It's a good piece. Right? Right. So we're going to toss it on. Drop it down. It was alive for a moment there, but it's no longer alive. That scream of pain. The chicken was like, please. Now it's gone. All right. So, while it's going, let's get the rest of the sandwich ready to go. So this time, I'm going to do myself a favor and slice a larger part of this sandwich. Let's say you're going to take about this much, especially since we're making more chicken. There we go. All right, plenty of bread for the other sandwich we're going to do. And, oh yeah, let's go ahead and pop it open. Don't worry, guys, my hands will be fine. So, I mean, if I do get sick and die, at least this video will be a cool little archive of, you know, my previous life. All right, there we go. So, bread ready. And now, you guys probably just, you know, some people are not a fan of it. You can find, like I said, we need like some kind of like lubricant for the sandwich, right? My lubricant for this sandwich is going to be mayonnaise. Does that work for you? It might not. I know not everyone's a fan of mayonnaise. Me, I think it's right for the right situation. I'm going to go ahead and smooth over a part. There we go. I use light Hellmann's. It does the trick. All right, so let's go ahead. We can put this on right up away. Yes, we can. All right, I was thinking of the order of things. There's certain steps. So I'm going to take a little bit of the mayonnaise. Not a lot. You don't need a lot of mayonnaise. You don't want to overpower it, right? And let's see. We're going to do this on the top part. There we go. Got a little bit on the side, right? I need a little bit more for this side over here. So let's go ahead. Just take a smidgen more. There we go. Again, if your mayo is not your thing, use something else. Maybe you want to use, I don't know, what else would you use besides mayo? You could, again, go with, like, you know, a little olive and vinegar. You can do, like, some, even a salad dressing works. You just need something like, you know, a little bit of a fatty kind of, like, sauce on there to kind of, like, you know, give it that lubrication. How many times have I said lubrication this stream? Sounds pretty dirty. All right, so we have all the mayo we're going to need for now. Go put that to the side. The chicken's still grilling. All right, we can start putting on the chicken on the bottom side. I'm just going to, again, I like it like, you know, in smaller chunks. Then we're going to start chopping up the cheddar. We almost have enough for this sandwich. Almost have enough. You know what? Let me see. This is a good amount, actually. You know what? I think I may have underestimated how much chicken that was. We're okay. So now we've got a little bit of mayo on the bread. We got our chicken. We're going to go now take a bit of cheese and get this on here. Mayo on the wrong side? Nah. Top side. Top side. And you'll see why in a little bit. All right, so this kind of like a pre-cut chunk of like cheese. This is actually 3/4 of an ounce. We may use 1.5 of these. Just over an ounce. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and just kind of chop this up a little bit. It's like small bars. Right? Then we're going to line it up again. And just once down the middle. So I almost have like cubes. Again, you could shred it. You could do whatever you want with it. You just want it in like small pieces. All right, it's at green now. The chicken's almost ready. We'll use that for the next sandwich, actually. This one seems to be fine. So make sure I don't overcook that. Got my eye on you. So I think it probably needs like another minute on there. We can pull the chicken off. And now we're going to do something that I have not done before. Oh, this is actually a lot of cheese. I think we're fine. All right, so we got a lot of cheese on there. Now, cheddar chicken isn't that great unless like the cheddar's melted, right? So, yo. Let's melt it. All right. Wait, how do I turn it off? There we go. Well, we'll melt it in a second. So, cheddar bacon ranch. If you can have bacon, you enjoy that. All right. Chicken is definitely ready now. I just caught it. I have to trust my chicken making instincts. We don't quite need this for now, but that looks... Let me just do a quick check to make sure I cooked it right. Gonna slice it right down the middle. Oh, yes. Nice and juicy once again. Boys, we got it right. If it doesn't look like it's wet on the inside, you did it for too long. It should look moist on there. You want nice, moist fillet when you're done. But now, it's time for me to potentially burn my hand and set myself on fire with this torch. So, firebreaker. All right, I'm going to put this over here. And, again, I haven't done this before, so I don't know. I'm going to put this to a very low. Just want to hear the, good. There we go. And now we got the torch. And I'm just going to keep it at a distance here, but I want enough heat that just melt this thing. I don't want to burn it. I don't want to burnt cheddar is actually delicious, but I just want to heat it up. There we go. Come on, girl. You get that. You get toast. Also, this mat over here is made out of paper, so if this goes on fire, there we go. There you go. Come on. Yeah. Just maybe give it a little boost there. Oh yes. Oh, it's melting. It's melting. You don't want to burn it. You want it to melt it. Usually, you know, if you want sometimes what I like to do is I like to put it in the microwave for like 4 seconds just to kind of like get it started. There we go. Now it's starting to melt. Come on, melt all over that chicken, girl. Oh yeah. This is definitely not the most efficient way to do this. I don't have it set to too high. You can see like the bread's starting to get a little bit burned over there, but that's fine. It's not anything too crazy. Chicken's getting a little bit of a grill there too, but that's alright. Come on. Oh, it's starting to bubble a little bit. That heat's probably pretty intense. Come on. Oh, it's starting. There we go. Alright, I'd say about another 10 seconds and it'll be good to go. What we'll do is we'll close the sandwich. We'll touch it to make sure it's not like super mega hot and burn my tongue off. And then I'll give it a bite. There we go. Because I'm tilting it, its gas isn't getting to the end over there. It's fine. There we go. Alright, let's say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was the wrong direction. Okay. Put the safety back on. And just so you can see for yourself, it's getting gooey there. It looks like it's not done, right? But watch this. Just kind of like squeeze it over there. And then, well, I guess it's sticky enough for it to stick over there. I was hoping it would open up and it would look all gooey. But, you know, not everything works as planned. So, I've got my mayo on here. I've got my cheese. I've got my chicken. Very basic. Extremely basic. It's totally melted. Otherwise, it wouldn't have, like, done that. Anyway, cheese melted to death. All right, I'm going to give it a bite. I'm going to be really honest with you on how the sandwich is. Again, I don't usually do it like this method. I'll maybe like, you know, have the cheese pre-melted a little bit in the microwave, then like throw it on there. Oh, it's melted. So with cheddar, there's a state of meltiness that's like ideal. It's like the perfect state. When cheddar's solid, it's just cheddar cheese. When it's too melted, it's too like gooey and runny. There's a certain temperature where cheddar cheese is like semi-solid and semi-liquidy, and that is the perfect state of cheddar. Some of you guys out there know what I'm talking about. This cheddar is in that state. That was good. That was good. How's the chicken? Oh, still warm. Great. Time for our next sandwich. All right. There's the bread. All right, we'll slice it open in a second. We got hot sauce. Oh, that's hot. Didn't blow up. That's good. You know what? Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Gonna check my phone really quick. Got the hot sauce. We got the secret ingredient. And, oh, one more thing. Pickles. All right. Oh. Yeah. And this. All right. We got some things. Got some weird things going on here, right? Got some weird things. The cheese. That was enough cheese. That one bar was perfect. I really want to take another bite of the cheddar one right now, but I have to restrain myself. Gotta make another sandwich. All right. Yes, Frank's hot sauce. It's pretty hyped up, but it's hyped up for a reason. This is the hot sauce you want to use when you want to toss it on like wings or something like that. This is it. Ah, and this. Yes, yes. Let's try this open right now. A Ferrero Rocher chocolate. Ah, look at that. Got the hazelnut. You got the chocolate. Come on, camera. Focus for me. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic, fantastic. I really needed that. All right, let's continue with making the sandwich. So, I'm gonna cut open the bread. All right. Bread open. All right. Next. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to take the chicken, the hot sauce, and we're going to take some blue cheese. Now, you could just use, some blue cheese you have, or maybe even a blue cheese dressing I think would work well as maybe like the spread on it. That'd be great. And there you go. You just have a great sandwich. I mean, just chicken and hot sauce together, especially Frank's, is fantastic. I'm also going to throw some pickles on there. That's optional. I like pickles on it. You may not. So, over here, I have my secret ingredient for this. This is a creamy blue cheese. It's very spreadable, at least what the lady at the counter told me. They didn't have the one I wanted, but hope there's chicken there. But this we're going to slice off. I'm going to spread on the bread. So this will be our spread. What kind of blue cheese is it? Chiriboga Blue. Oh, god damn, this was expensive. Anyway, I should have looked at the price tag. So, let's go ahead and this has mayo on it. I'm going to just wipe that clean. Got to sanitize. If you don't like blue cheese, you will when you're older. Blue cheese is the kind of cheese that grows on you. It's a more grown-up cheese. Do we have any young folks in chat who like a good blue cheese? Like, it looks gross, but I mean, like, and especially, it's basically bacteria and stuff that, causes blue cheese to be blue cheese. So I'm actually going to have a little taste for myself just to make sure This is not the type that I was especially going for, but it should do the trick. Delicious. It has that strong, like pungent, like blue cheese taste, but it's very like satisfying. Blue cheese is delicious. But if you're into your craft slices still, enjoy that phase. You'll come to a point where like you will not want any more, yellow plain American cheese, and you're just gonna want good cheese. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this blue cheese, and I'm going to. You don't want too much blue cheese. Too much blue cheese, and yeah, like it'll be overwhelming. Absolutely. You want a balance. So I'd say like a thin layer at the bottom of your sandwich, and you'll be good. So let's see here. A thin layer is all you need. A little bit more. A little bit more. Just take a little bit more. Here we go. You want blue cheese in every bite to complement the chicken and the hot sauce. The hot sauce isn't going to like necessarily really like mix with the blue cheese. You're going to have like the chicken between the hot sauce in here. It'll drip through, but it's not going to be like complete saturation. Just a little bit more. This is probably too much for most people. I like a good bit of blue cheese. So there we go. We have blue cheese. Again, it's not like a ton, right? You can see like it's a pretty thin layer overall. That looks like it's sticking out there. But it's a pretty thin layer across the bottom. All right, we're going to wrap this up. It'll be my treat for later. All right. And so next up, again, I'm going to go ahead and do turn the chicken into just strips of chicken. So let's pull this one piece over here is probably enough. I take this, and I'm going to just turn it. It totally matters which way you slice a piece of chicken, because like the fibers of that chicken breast definitely go in a certain way. I think I'm doing it the wrong way here. Here we go. There, I got it. You want to go against the grain, and it'll come out like nice and straight. There we go. Bingo. All right. Now that we've got that. Now, my chicken, I will say it looks very like plain. Like it looks like a boring chicken because it's not been marinated. There's nothing on it to kind of glaze it. You can totally glaze your own chicken or do something with it or marinate it. Mine is just straight up chicken, no salt, no nothing. Throw it on the grill, then grill it to perfection, and that's it. All right. And that's it. All right. Any more chicken than that is too much chicken. So that's actually a great amount. All right. So you have your layer of chicken. You got a layer of blue cheese. And now, I'm going to toss on some of that Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Now this is something, once again, is preference, right? You just go as wild as you want. Me, I like to put it like all over. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. And I only like that on top. I don't want that to sink into the bread, really. I really want that to stay, like, on the chicken. And a little bit's going to get on the blue cheese, and that's totally fine. But in general, I really should have done the lighting better. I want that, like, on the chicken. There we go. And to separate that hot sauce from the bread, I've got myself some pickles. Again, pickles aren't for everybody. I love pickles. It's going to give me, like, a crunch that I want in this thing. So I got myself just some Vlasic. I mean, the type of pickles you get are up to you. But, oh God. There we go. I was going to struggle opening a goddamn pickle jar for 5 minutes. And these are like pre-sliced. You can get your own like whole pickles and slice them yourself or whatever, but this is convenient. Just kind of like ready to go. So you don't need too many. Or I don't need too many. I'm just going to pull 2 slices. And let's see here. These can just go on as is. Just a nice, ready to slice pickle. Ruined. Yeah, I know. See, that's the thing with making like food. Like some people will just turn off by like a single ingredient sometimes. But, you just got at the end of the day, you have to make the food that you want to eat, that you like. And so you can make your own adjustments as you see fit. But this is what's going to work for me. I'm the kind of guy, I go to White Castle. There's up there. And if I get a burger there, just a tiny small square burger, I just get a cheeseburger with extra pickles and sometimes extra ketchup. Sometimes you ask for extra ketchup and they put a goddamn mountain on there, and it's like, how do you control it, right? What does extra mean to that someone? And cool, that's it. So then You've got your blue cheese, your chicken, your hot sauce, and your pickles. And I'm going to have myself a bite. You know what? The pickles actually need to go a little bit further back there. There we go. I'm going to have myself a bite. Oh, wow. Oh, mmm. That's great. I probably put too much hot sauce on it because it spilled out all over. So my bad there. But it tastes great. One more bite. Fantastic. Got clean this on my face. That's great. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. I could really just flip the board around, which I think I'll do. There we go. Clean this up later. But we need this chicken, so this is the chicken we'll use for our final sandwich. Put that on the side right there. This over here. I'm just going to eat it. Got some blue cheese on this butter knife. Take this. Flip it around. Clean up later. So, save the bread. Next up. This one I got to think through a little bit, guys. So, something's making a comeback over here, and it is our fresh mozzarella. Oh man, I gotta think this through for a moment here, because usually I don't usually do this. I usually do this in my kitchen. I need to work this out in my head. How I'm gonna handle this. All right, so I thought I had this figured out, but sometimes you just gotta wing it and make it work. The fresh mozzarella is back. We're gonna put away the pickles, the hot sauce. I just want to go into another bite of any of those. And oh boy. All right. Got the cheese. This, if you're just coming in, this was previously a nice ball of fresh mozzarella. So this one, once again, this is going to be another quick sandwich. It's not going to take crazy long to do. So let's take what I think is maybe the last wide part of this baguette. So we'll cut it off over there. All right. Ah, man. So when you slice into bread in the center, it's just kind of just runs through it like butter. It's just there's no resistance. It's just fresh, good bread. So once again, we've got our bread. Again, I'll say it over and over again. Bread is the MVP of a sandwich. If you have great ingredients, but the bread sucks, your sandwich is going to suck. If you have great bread and the ingredients are it'll still be it'll still survive. It'll still be edible. But if you don't have good bread, your sandwich just automatically fails. Bad bread ruins sandwiches. If you're going to invest in something, invest in good bread. Bread's not really usually very expensive. Even a fresh roll is it's like $1, $2, even New York, it's not super expensive. So cool. All right, so we're gonna bring back out the chicken. I want to just pick it up with my hand, but here we go. So once again, gonna slice it. All right, this one, maybe do it this way. There we go. Good. All right, that looks good to me. And we're going to go ahead and place that on the sandwich. There we go. Okay, cool. So now it's at the bottom. All right, next up, I'm going to take the cheese out once again. I kind of regret eating the other slice. I just used it. It's better that it's fresh, though. So, all right. Hang on. I'm just going to take... I've wasted so much paper. I'm going to clean this blade from the back. This is a very, very sharp blade. I need to be very careful. It could easily slice the skin right off my finger. There we go. Okay. Knife is decently clean, at least for me to slice this cheese. And, all right. Here we go. I've known some people going too much this or too little that. You know, you make the sandwich your way, once again. The sandwich ultimately should cater to the person who's going to eat it, right? And so, if you like your sandwich to have a lot of one ingredient or less of another ingredient, that's up to you. That's more than enough. You know, I keep on trying to slicing this thing in a way that like is meant for like a larger sandwich. I don't usually make multiple sandwiches in one go. I make one sandwich that's sizable, like that's a meal. So making 4 smaller sandwiches, you know, mentally I've not like, you know, adapted to that. So, all right. Once again, for this one though, last time I had it in slices like this for the most part. This one we're going to slice up too. All right. So I've got a piece of chicken over there. I'll actually bite into that in a moment. All right. It's good. Just, there we go. Just smaller slices. Great. We're going to toss on that cheese. So we've already done, right? Like, we've had chicken, we've had fresh mozzarella. Last time we had basil. We had tomato. And we had the oil and vinegar. That was that one right over here. And that one is fantastic. Again, like, I'm restraining myself by not, like, jumping onto this. All right. And this one, I'm actually going to kind of, like, pile on the cheese a little bit. Probably I'm not going to use all of this, but just enough so that it's, like, almost like a double layer of cheese. All right, cool. And now, so all I've got right now, and this is very simple, right? You got your chicken. You've got your cheese, and yeah, I mean theoretically you could toast this one, but it's missing something, right? It's missing that lubrication. So let's lubricate it, right? Gonna lubricate it with this bad boy, marinara sauce. Now, you go into the supermarket aisle and you'll see lots of marinara, a lot of spaghetti sauce, a lot of sauces. Let me just be straight up. Pay a couple of extra bucks and get the marinara that's natural. You can also like tilt it and see like, you know, that's like a little bit thick. You'll see some that are just very runny. It'll just like, you know, it'll be like you have water in there. Get the marinara that's like a little bit thicker and get something good. Oh, I can see some. There's a split in chat, the live audience here. Some folks, yeah, we're not gonna just dump the entire jar on this. This thing's gonna last me a long time. So now, ideally, what I'd like to do is I want to heat up the marinara in like a saucepan and get it really hot, right? Like even so that it kind of like, what do you call it? Reduce it. Thank you. Beef Dongle got me over there. You want to reduce the sauce, so that's like a little bit thick, but it's also hot. But what I would do is actually I would take that, and then you drizzle it onto the fresh mozzarella, and the fresh mozzarella melts pretty easily. And there you go. You reduce it a little bit, you heat it up so it's hot. It's hot enough that it melts the cheese, and it's good. But I don't have time to actually get a pot or a saucepan and reduce it and pour like a few spoons on here. So I'm going to do something a little bit wrong. I'm going to go pour this into a bowl. I'm going to microwave it. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to put it on. We're going to go from there. So this is why I kind of left it for last. It's definitely not the exact way to do it, but we're going to do it. So while I won't be on the screen anymore, you're going to hear my voice. I'm going to walk to my kitchen and we're going to microwave this together. Is microwaving a terrible thing? No, it's not. What a microwave is really doing is it's making like the like, you know, water molecules bounce around and move that really heat that, and that's what's causing it to kind of heat up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's what I've been kind of led to believe. So I'm gonna grab myself a microwavable dish over here. I'm gonna look under it to make sure it is microwavable. There we go. Yep. Gonna pop this thing open. There we go. You hear that pop? And I'm gonna pour in not too much. I'm not using a lot of this. There we go. Just a bit. And gonna close that back up. Gonna pop it into the microwave. We're gonna give it 30 seconds, and that'll do the trick. So 25 seconds. Gonna count that off. I'm gonna walk back, and it's gonna kind of like, you know, see you guys there. So, wow, there's a lot of preferences in there. All right, here we go. And it sounds like it's just about ready. I hear a lot of popping in there. That may not be a good thing. Oh wow, yeah, that was not a good idea. All right, so if you do heat up sauce in the microwave, make sure it's somewhat covered or something. That's probably the right way to do it, because I have sauce all over the walls of my microwave now. Girlfriend's gonna kill me, but that's okay. I'll clean it up before she gets here. But I've got my very hot sauce, and I'm grabbing a spoon, and we're going to spoon it over the mozzarella, and we're going to pray that it at least melts a little bit. Again, I like to generally do this in a saucepan, and even if you can heat up the cheese using some other method. Yeah. Like I said, I've not done it this method before. So anyway, here it is. It's very hot. I don't think the camera reflects this. You can see a little bit of steam going off if you have this like in super high quality. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's very hot. So anyway, now we've got it. This is definitely going to make a little bit of a mess, but I'm just going to carefully spoon the sauce on there. I don't know if it'll be hot enough like it is now to kind of melt it. There we go. And that's actually enough right there. Like, you don't need any more sauce on there. It's just going to be like overkill. So again, if you have a toaster oven, you can pop it in there for a moment, and that'll help like get it all melty. The comments in chat are so ridiculous. All right, a misuse of the cheese. You guys are nuts. Oh wow. There might be a majority of folks out there that do not agree with this method. Anyway, there we go. I can see a very slight bit of melting right now. Not amazing, but looks great to me. I'm going to give it a shot. So this is very simple. It's just chicken, marinara, and fresh mozzarella. You know, was this a terrible idea? I'm going to find out right now. Let me just make sure it's not too hot. Okay, it's edible. It's all right. I'll be with you guys. Cheese didn't really melt much. And, you know, out of the 4 sandwiches made today, this one's probably the bottom tier. I don't know. The cheese just didn't melt. That was a problem. Still going to take another bite. Tomato sauce? No, it's all right. It's good. But other three are better. You know, what it lacks in like diversity of flavor, it's supposed to make up for with cheesiness, the texture. And the texture isn't there. So we're gonna play this one the method. Again, usually, you know, there are other ways to kind of like use the heat from the saucepan to kind of heat up the cheese, so. But it's still good. It's still good. So, there you go. Sandwich number 4. So to recap, First sandwich. The original. It's chicken, fresh mozzarella, basil, tomato, oil vinegar. This one was fantastic. Parmesan on that last one. I was thinking about that, but I'm not usually a big fan of like using multiple cheeses on a sandwich. I feel like it's almost distracting, but that's preference. 4-cheese pizza, okay. You know, more than one cheese on a sandwich. I don't know. That was great. Second, the melted cheddar one. Now, the cheddar chicken. Now that this is, you got to eat it after, like, immediately after it's melted. It's not going to be as good now because the cheddar's cooled off dramatically. Yeah, like when it's like glued to the top. I'll take a bite. Actually, it's still very tasty. It's better, obviously, when it's like the cheddar's in that state. Right now, it's just like solid. But still delicious. Like, all the flavors coming together. Fantastic. So let's see here. Ketchup in chat says, looks like it needs some pesto and some marinara. I'll be right with you guys. I'm not a pesto man. I'm not a huge fan of pesto. Pesto's alright. Like, I don't like hate it. It's just like, you put in front of me a bowl of like a marinara pasta and a pesto pasta every night for an entire year. I'm gonna pick the marinara pasta like every single night. I just will. But, you know, all around. I just find pesto especially like, I've had a lot of pestos. Anyway, next one. The chicken, Frankfurt hot sauce, the blue cheese, and the pickles. This one was really excited me. I kind of destroy the sandwich by showing it, but it happens. There we go. Got our sandwiches. A little leftover chicken here. Well, thank you guys for joining in. Remember, if you can take 2 things out of this broadcast, this video. 1, use good bread. Go out of your way to find where they make the bread or where they get the bread delivered. And the bread is just, like, you know, as close as it's been baked. You want fresh bread, if you can. Making the bread yourself is kind of hard. And 2, make the sandwich for the person that's going to eat it, which I suspect most of the time will probably be you. So make it for you and use that good bread, and, you know, you'll be okay. So, guys, thanks for joining in, and let me know what you think. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of mixed comments based on preference, but I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm going to finish these off for lunch.